Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, Refining Daily. My name is Anna, and today I'm taking you along for a whole home fall reset. We're going to be deep cleaning some spaces, doing a little bit of laundry, adding some cozy touches of fall, and hopefully filling your heart with encouragement along the way. As moms, it always can feel like there's always something to clean or catch up on or to do. But I want this video to remind you that even in the middle of the mess, God's grace meets us right where we are. It's all about grace over perfection. So let's go ahead and get started today. I am starting out in my bedroom with a bit of deep cleaning, vacuuming the mattresses, dusting, and just giving my space a fresh reset. I also tackled my makeup vanity, which tends to collect dust and just grime. So it really needed kind of like just a little tidy up and declutter a little bit. Sometimes just giving attention to just one area makes such a difference in how peaceful a room feels. And it reminds me that our homes don't need to be perfect. They just need to be cared for. And a verse that I am reminded of is John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives you. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. And that's John 14:27. And I just thought, our rooms can bring us peace when they feel calm and inviting. And also, it's like that peace that Jesus can bring us, and the peace that Jesus just gives us when we put our trust in him and we put our hope in him. So that just kind of reminded me of that. I just like to correlate homemaking with encouragement and Jesus and the Bible. So that's something that I thought of today. So that is what we are tackling right now. And please excuse my voice. I have had a respiratory infection and I am sounding a lot better than I was a couple of days ago. So if I talk a little less or I'm a little raspy, I apologize. Next, I sprinkled in a little bit of fall, nothing big, just hanging a few pieces on the kids' doors and adding some touches in their rooms and their bathroom. These small seasonal things just bring joy to our family, and my kids love it. And it reminds me to pause and enjoy the season we're in. And that also makes me think of in Ecclesiastes 3, it tells us that there is a time and a season for everything under heaven. And I want to just slow down and embrace this one, especially now with everything that's happened in our world, just learning to slow down and embrace what really matters. I think that's most important. So as we move into a new season and a fresh start, keep that in mind, that just embrace everything around you, your family, your friends, your faith. Embrace it, slow down, look up, look upwards, and realize where it came from, and just enjoy all that God has given you. The next space I wanted to tend to was on a different day, and this was in our bathroom. We have a medicine cabinet in there, and we have a little small medicine cabinet downstairs with more of like vitamins and supplements and things like that. So today I put this system in place last year, I believe, with the bins and labeling them, and it has worked out wonderful. So I just needed to kind of tidy it up. A few things had gotten out of hand, and it was just overdue, and honestly, it just feels so good to clear out things we no longer need, things that had expired, just kind of lighten the load. Letting go of clutter just often makes me think of another Bible verse. I'm trying to relay it all back to our faith. Hebrews 12:1, where it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart." And that just reminds me, as it talks about in the beginning of that verse, is to lay it all down, to throw off anything that hinders you. And we can relate that to our faith. We can also relate that to even in our homes, things that hinder us from spending more time and being more present with our kids, from spending more time in the Bible and in the Word and fellowshipping with other people. Anything that is hindering you, whether it's physical or it's emotional or spiritual, throwing off the things that are hindering us so that we can run that race that is ahead of us and fix our eyes on Jesus. So I hope that encourages you today, that decluttering can really be powerful in many ways, not just of the physical clutter, but also in a spiritual realm as well. Then it was time for laundry and a laundry room reset. This space gets used so much and it gets messy so fast. So I wanted to give it a good deep clean while also working through some loads of laundry as well. Folding laundry can feel like the most ordinary task, kind of the most mundane, monotonous task, but trying to turn it into a time of gratitude, thanking God for the family you get to care for, and thanking God that I get to fold these clothes, that I have these clothes to fold, that I have these people in my life I get to serve. Trying to kind of remind yourself of those things when you get tired of doing a task over and over. Try to reframe your mind. This is what I'm working on and trying to do, is just reframe my mind and become more grateful. Thank you, God, that I have this washing machine to wash my family's clothes. Thank you, God, that I have a family that I can serve and do clothes for. Just turning every little task and every little thing that you dread or just don't love doing into a form of worship and gratitude and thankfulness to God definitely will change your mindset and make things become a little bit more enjoyable, and a completely different perspective will be put on that. And in case you're wondering what I am doing, this is a little backpack that I keep in the back of my car, and I always encourage people to do something like this. And it just has extra clothes for all three of my kids, some extra snacks that I just go through periodically and switch out the sizes of the clothes and underwear, socks, just any little extra things that we leave the house or we might forget. I think, oh, I have that in the back. It's kind of like my go bag, my MacGyver bag, whatever you want to call it. It just has extra things that my kids might need, or they too fall in a puddle when we're out, or have an accident, or get something on their shirt and we need a change, or they're hungry and they are getting hangry. I always just try to keep a little bag in the back of my car that has extra stuff for us. And also I try to remember to throw extra things in for myself. I don't always remember that, but definitely having things that fit your kids at that stage of life. And I've got a 4, 7, and 9-year-old, so a wide variety of things can be put in that bag for the different seasons, but constantly remembering as you've got young kids to update that, because they are constantly growing and changing. But it's always good to have a good little extra bag on hand. So I just found an old diaper bag that I no longer use, and I just threw it in the back of my car, filled with things that we use. And I've had that for every stage of life, from babies all the way up to our current stage. And I just think it's extremely useful. So as I was doing more of this deep cleaning in here, I noticed there was this like black splatter on my cabinets. And then here in a minute, you'll see me, I notice it on the doors and on the walls and stuff. I don't know what it is from. It looked like a spray of some sort that had just splattered, and it's random spots all over. I even found some up into my kitchen. I have no idea what it is, but I'm wiping all of that down, and then it kind of just snowballs. And so then I get my wall cleaner out and I start cleaning my walls and everything. But it felt so good to have this just pick one little small section. So I did the laundry room, and then I let it kind of flow out into our entryway by our garage as well, and just kind of wiped those walls down because it gets super grimy with little hands all over the place. So it was just time to I love having those little hands because it shows us our house is lived in, but it was time to get this stuff kind of wiped down and off the walls. So as I was getting ready to start vacuuming and doing the floors, I noticed this little furry friend on the floor. It was a little caterpillar. Not sure how he got in our house, but I had to save him and take him back outside before I started doing these floors. And then again, this is a deep clean, kind of a good fall refresh. I don't clean this area near as much as I should, but it had really gotten out of hand. So I really wanted to give the floors a good clean and sweep, mop, all the things. So that's what we were doing, on top of wiping down all of the machines, just all of the amount of dust and things that happen in a laundry room. And I spend so much time in here that it gotten to the point where I'm like, I have got to get this cleaned up. And, so that is what we are doing now. So if you have not cleaned in your laundry room in a while, this is your sign. Why don't you go give it a little refresh as we head into the fall season? And as I am recording this, today is the first official day of fall. So what better time than now?
Are turning brown, red and yellow, soon they'll be falling down. Now, I'm not ready, not just yet. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon.
I try to show you guys some of these spots, but I don't know why, but it's very hard to pick up some of these blemishes and spots and dirt and grime that you see, but I don't know why it doesn't show up on camera sometimes as well, but trust me, it is there. I had little brown handprints, probably from them being outside, getting their hands wet or dirty, coming in, running them down the walls. So I was just using this Zep wall cleaner. This was my first time using that, and I must say I really liked it. It smelled fresh and nice, and you could use it on multiple surfaces, and it really did a great job. And man, this felt and looked amazing when I was done. So definitely am liking that Zep wall cleaner. I'd seen a lot of people using it, just never had done it over the years. I didn't buy a special, a broom or whatever, not broom, but a wall, whatever the wall cleaner, I don't know what the microfiber on a pole. I don't know what it's called. I didn't buy anything like that to go with it. I just used a microfiber cloth and some elbow grease. But you could also I thought about using my O-Cedar spin mop and using that as well. But today I was just like, no, let's just get in there with good old-fashioned elbow grease and wipe this stuff down with a microfiber cloth. And this cloth was filthy by the time I was done. I finished out this reset for this video with a deep clean of our couch. It just had spots all over it that was dirty. So I got out my Eureka spot cleaner and I just did all of the top cushions. This couch, it's gray, but it's held up, I think, quite well for having 3 kids and then 2 adults. And we don't typically eat in here. We have popcorn on movie nights once a week, but they're not supposed to eat in here. They do sneak things in here because you can see spots on here or their hands will be dirty. I have tried to get in the habit of, as soon as they're done eating, go wash your hands real quick. But sometimes, kids, they don't remember every time. So there's going to be spots and things on here, but there's just something about ending the day of homemaking and everything with a fresh, cozy space to gather as a family. And this is our family room. So I just wanted to give this couch a good little refresh going into the next season, which is a super cozy season. And I just wanted this couch to be super clean and refreshed. And I'm going to give you guys another verse, Galatians 6:9. I love this verse, and it kind of just reminds me in my homemaking, because that is what I do and that is my profession and that is what my life is. But apply this to anything that you are doing in your life. But it talks about in Galatians 6:9, let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. So even doing the small things, the mundane things, the everyday things, if you're a homemaker like me, not giving up and putting as much love and grace and effort into our task and learning how to make them more enjoyable, but not giving up, because even in the small things we do in our home, that matters. So I just wanted to encourage you guys with that. If you are a homemaker like me, or whatever it is that you are doing, especially mothers, I talk into mothers a lot and encourage mothers, because that is the season I am in, and I am a mother and I know how hard it is. And in this world that we're living in right now, just encouragement goes a long way. And my encouragement, my hope, my everything comes from Jesus. And so that is why I have really tried to share that with you guys and really share scriptures and things and just always encourage you along the way, because Jesus is where I find my joy, and I want everyone to have that, and I want to share that with everyone. Is every day rainbows and sunshines? Absolutely not. Every day is a struggle a lot of times, and that's how I get through it, is I have to call on Jesus, because I cannot do this in my own strength. Raising children is one of the absolute hardest things I have ever done, and I feel like I get frustrated and worn down constantly. I'm like, are they listening to me? Am I doing any good? See how dirty that couch was? But you feel like, am I doing any good? And I just get encouragement getting into the word and praying and getting through things, not by my own strength, but with Jesus by my side. So I hope that encourages you today, friends. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope this video gave you the motivation and encouragement in your own homemaking. Remember, you do not have to do it all perfectly. Just take the next small step and let God's grace grace fill in the rest. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys back in my next video. Take care. And if you're feeling super motivated and would like some more motivation, check out some of these other videos I have for you. Watch some more of my cleaning motivation. I would love to continue to encourage you as you go about your day and getting some of your chores done.